Hello and welcome back to Saber Outdoors. My name, of course, is Mark Alexander, your wonderful host. And guys, today, you did not read incorrectly. We are having a cheap baitcaster shootout between Garcia, Quantum, and Zebco, of all people. But guys, we're gonna take all three. We're gonna test them out. We're gonna attempt to catch a fish on each one. But guys, it is getting later in the year as we go, and well, speaking very plainly, it's getting harder and harder to catch bass for me, a bank angler. But guys, I'll show you our competitors. Let me see if I can get them out without making too much of a mess. I'm going to start with our oldest competitor first. Now guys, all of these combos are between $50, $65, depending on where you shop. You know, it depends on who you are, where you shop. Because your store may be cheaper than my store may be cheaper than your store. So we're just gonna call it $50 to $65 range. But the first thing up is one of our standbys from the early days. Let me tell you, this is the Garcia Black Max. And you can tell this one is well used. Now, as far as line that we have on it, I believe it is 15-pound mono. All of them have mono on them. None of them have braid or fluoro on them, mostly because I'm cheap and I don't want to buy those. But this is a nice setup, 6'6". I think all of my competitors are 6'6". Now this is a medium rod, but this reel here, this is a 6.4 to 1 gear ratio reel with 5 bearings according to the literature on the side of it. And guys, we have used this over and over and over again for various things on this channel. This is a great cheap workhorse. I'm not gonna act like I don't like it. I do like it. But guys, I wanna see how it compares. This is our standard. So what is the things we're comparing to this standard? Okay, so let me grab one out. So you probably saw this recently on the car camping video, because it's really nice and conveniently small. Now this does not come with it. This is something that I had from other things, but let's get it out. This is the Quantum Invader. No, just Invade. But guys, this is a nice little small compact setup that I was able to take with me on my various adventures during that video, and hopefully we'll have more adventures with this later on. Now let me get her all seated together. This is a 2-piece rod compared to our Black Max, which is a 1-piece rod, and I believe it's going to fall on the ground. Sorry guys, they just, you know, Black Max just Black Maxed you all. But guys, this is a Quantum Invade reel and rod. The rod is 6'6", medium heavy, fast. Did the other one say how fat, if it was fast or not? No, it just says medium. I'm gonna set this up where it possibly might hit you all again, or hit me. Maybe if I set it here, it'll stay. Cool, it's gonna stay. But our reel, let's read on our reel a little bit. Now this is 6.1 to 1 gear ratio, so not quite as fast as our other, but very close. Like 0.3, you're really probably not gonna feel that in the hand. 5 bearings just like the other one, so probably not gonna feel much in the difference in the way they reel, but who knows? I haven't tested them against each other yet. But I will hang that piece right there off the camera. And guys, I have still that spinner bait that I used in that car camping video on there. That is the Zorro spinner bait. But guys, we will be changing that out for something else so that I can have equal weight across all three for our test. But we're gonna set that to one side for a moment and look at our last competitor for this particular setup. So our last competitor is very much brighter. Both of our other competitors are black, but this is a bright blue and white. Got them Kentucky colors in there for all my Kentucky people. By the way, I wonder, you know, future me will know, but past me, I don't know how our new Pope is going to do as far as being a basketball coach. But guys, tell me in the comments, what do you think of our new Pope at the U of K? But guys, again, this is a two-piece setup, just like our Quantum. I will say that this rod appears to be thicker at the joining point. Now, as far as our setup, it is a 6.1 to 1 gear ratio rod with 5 bearings, so the same amount of bearings. Now, I will say that the line on this, I didn't tell you the line on the other. The other is 14-pound mono. This is 12. So there will be a little variation there. But guys, as far as the feel of it, it feels all right. But this is brand baby spanking new, so you can see I still have the tags and everything on it. So I'm not really sure how I'm going to like or not like this rod, but there's nothing to it but to do it. Now, just before we doing it, this is a 6.5 foot medium heavy, so, and it does not say whether it's fast, medium, or otherwise. But guys, I think we are ready to go get our comparisons started. Don't you go anywhere, because we got things coming. All right, guys, so we have our 3 combos. Right here they are. Boom, 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 on our CRV table, by the way. I love this thing. But I've got me a big field in front of me, and I'm going to take all 3, and I'm going to get them out there in different ways, so that this is more than just me max casting. That is one of our tests, though. But guys, we're gonna just, at the first, we're just gonna give them a flip out there and see how they do. Flip, pitch, whatever you want to call it. Guys, we have the watermelon red on there for right now. Look how pretty that is. But guys, we're just gonna flip them out there and see how they do. Now, the Abu Garcia and the Quantum, both of them I already have pretty well dialed. I might have to fiddle with the Zebco, because guys, it's the first time I've had it. You saw I took the tags off of it. But guys, we're gonna get up. We're gonna get going. Right. Okay, that's a reasonable distance. So we're gonna set this to one side. We're gonna pick up our Quantum. Quantum has the lunchtime bait on it. Very pretty bait. All these are half ounce football heads, so we have a reasonably even test. Even though the line is different on each one, it's not super different. But guys, we're gonna give this one a pitch too. All right, number 2 down, and here's number 3, and it has a bluegill patterned half ounce football head. And guys, there's no keeper on this one down this way. No keeper on this at all, actually. So that's already one thing that I'm like, why is that not a thing? But we're gonna flip this and hope that I don't immediately bird nest it. But I have flipped it a little bit at home, but this is the first serious flip. Let's see how it goes. Okay, not so bad. So guys, we're gonna set our rods down. I told you what three lures were on there for a reason. We're gonna go look for those, and we know which ones correspond to which rods. So uno momento while I go out and I find those things. All right, guys, I got them all found. I got them all in the same general idea. But you can see way over there is my table. We have our bluegill, lunchtime. They're both really close to each other, but the winner of the flip is the watermelon red, which, if I'm not mistaken, that is our Abu Garcia. So as far as like the flip, Abu Garcia won that one. The other two, pretty much the same. Guys, it's probably a matter of adjustment they could get out there, but guys, we're doing these together all at once, so that there's no like, well, he did this thing and it's not fair. Guys, it is fair. It is fair. Do not think that it's not, because I have worked hard to make sure it's reasonably fair. But guys, we're gonna get all wound up and we're gonna try a different casting test. All right, guys, so we have reasonably the same length on these. These are all 6'6" rods. So what I'm gonna do for this test, I'm gonna do a max casting test, and I'm gonna put our hooks right down against the foam, And that's what we're gonna use as far as our marker to make sure we have the same length from tip to lure as far as throwing it way out there. Guys, I'm gonna try and throw it as far as I can for all 3 of them. I hope I don't fall down or rip something out of socket doing it. But this is a long thing, so I'm hopeful it will net me a long result. But guys, we're just gonna flip her back and forth, and we're just gonna one of those. And we're just gonna put her down on our table, grab our next combo, do the same thing, put it down to that foam. It's exactly the same. And we're just gonna do the same exact throw. Okay, next one. And this one we actually have to reel up a little bit. Okay, and number 3. All right, guys, so you saw me. That should be an uncut thing. We're gonna go look for these, stretch them out, and see how they compare to each other. With any luck, I'll find them all, and it won't be a big problem. All right, guys, I brought you with me when I found those others. I'm gonna show you from the perspective of where I'm casting to where I'm going, so that you can kind of see that on camera, because it is hard to see the little lures flying many tens of feet away. So guys, I'm gonna go look for the things. When I find them all, I'm gonna kind of wave and let you know, like, hey, I found them all. Oh, and then I'm gonna walk back up here and get you and bring you down to see the results. All right, guys, I've got all of them right here. I'm gonna come to you and bring you to me. And just in case somebody's like accusing me of stretching them out, guys, look. That's like less than 4 inches difference. That could be the difference between one cast to the next. But guys, let's go look and see who won. All right, guys, so we're down here, and I have lunchtime is right there, and both watermelon red and bluegill are very close together. Guys, that's a neck and neck race, but technically the winner has to be the Zebco. So yay, Zebco, you won one. But let me tell you, it wasn't by much. But winning's winning by an inch or a mile. And in the sakes of winning, as far as winning goes, guys, right now I can't declare a winner. I've got three different things to judge on. And also, if I can catch fish on each one, I'll have a 4th thing. And speaking of trying to catch fish, let's try and catch some fish. All right, guys, so we're gonna start here, but we may not end here. But I've got my watermelon red po' boy jigs on. I've got a green pumpkin, I believe this is a speed crawl, but I could be mistaken. But it's a zoom crawl, I know that much. But I had the same thing, same trailer for each one. We're throwing our black max right now, so we're gonna try and catch at least 1 fish on each. But guys, the sun is setting, so this may be a more than 1 day mission, don't know. But we're gonna start trying to get us one. At the very least, we're not gonna fish this end of this pond, because we need less of this. All right, so we are back here, new day, new shirt, new me. But guys, we have another test to go through, because, well, you saw when I threw the jig, it just came up with a big old fistful of blech. I want a little bit less blech. So I was like, you know, probably it would do great if I had a fluke. And then I'm like, oh, why don't I just test that? So we're gonna test all 3 rods on all 3 combos with just a fluke on, no weight whatsoever. And you can probably hear it in the mic a little bit. We've got just a little bit of wind coming. So guys, we're gonna make this as even as we can, but I can't control Mama Nature. Mama Nature's gonna do whatever Mama Nature wants to. And if Mama ain't happy, nobody's happy. But guys, I'm gonna take and give these about the same amount of of, from rod tip to lure. And I'm just gonna give him one hard throw out. Now, I do have the same color on all three, so instead of throwing all three and then finding all three at once, I'm gonna throw one, I'm gonna stretch it out. I'm gonna throw the second one, stretch it out. So it's not gonna be one long shot like it was the last time you saw me. But guys, there's nothing to it but to do it. I've already tested everyone to make sure that they're not gonna immediately backlash, but let's get a few out there. So we're gonna start off with our Abu Garcia Black Max, and we're just gonna take it and send it as far as we can. We're gonna click our thing, set it down. I'm gonna go find it, stretch it out, and then I'm gonna be back to test the Quantum. All right, guys, so we're back. We've got our Quantum here, and guys, again, very similar weight length from the tip of our rod to our bait. And guys, we're just gonna give it a sling. So let's throw it for all we're worth. Cool, it's out there. I'm gonna go find it, put it next to my first cast, get the third one going. All right, guys, found the other one, so I'm ready for this one. This is, of course, our same thing. We're gonna reel it up to be relatively the same. So that's what it is. Look, give it a tiny bit more than that. A little bit less. Okay, I think that's pretty close. Close enough for government work. So guys, we're just gonna click it, and we're gonna send it as far as it'll go. Oh no, it bird nested on me. Guys, let me get this bird nest out, and then uno momento. I'm gonna give this a fair test, whether it likes it or not. All right, guys, show you again. Relatively the same length. Numero dos. All right, no backlash, so we're gonna stretch that out. I'm gonna come get you, and we're gonna see who wins with light lures. All right, so guys, you can see all three of our rods are sitting there together. And guys, I'm just gonna talk to you while we're walking down. I want to say that if you wanted to subscribe, become a member, buy some merch, I would be grateful to any of you that do those things. Because guys, I'm small, and I appreciate every one of you that are helping me slowly but surely live the dream. But merch in the description below. Hats, shirts, hoodies, bags, all kinds of cool stuff. But let's look at our results here. So there is our Zebco, right there is our Quantum, and right there is our Abu Garcia. So you can plainly see that there is a obvious winner to this particular test. Now guys, I can't say as to why and such like that. All I can say is, yay Abu Garcia. Sorry guys that didn't win. All right guys, so right there is all the results that we're getting. We went and we tried to fish, but guys, it is the time of year that it is. It's not very easy to catch bass right now. They are lethargic and slow, but for whatever reason are still running bait and not wanting to bite my lures. And guys, that's just how fishing goes some days. Some days you eat the bear, some days the bear eats you. But guys, I'm gonna go down through and talk about each of my combos just so you all can kind of get a visualization of what I see. So guys, our number one, in my opinion, has to be our Abu Garcia Black Max. Because guys, the Black Max did the best flip, the best fluke throw, and it placed second in the all-out cast with the half-ounce jigs. By the way, those were poor boy jigs. If you want some of those, link in the description. But guys, they were, this particular rig was really good at doing a lot of different things. And if you have a pickup truck, this is one piece. This is the only one of our cheap combos that is one piece, which means it will be stronger, last better, it will have the more correct action. Guys, it's not gonna be as compact. I can't break this in two and put it in the back of this comfortably, but I can ride with this comfortably in this vehicle. It is short enough as far as length that you can do it in a smaller vehicle or an enclosed vehicle like this CRV. You could do it in a car if you wanted to. I've done this in a car before. But guys, number one's got to be the Abu Garcia Black Max for all the things I've already said. Now number two, our number two is going to be our Zebco. Guys, our Zebco did really good. I think it got second place in our flip. Went all out. It won that particular one with that 1/2-inch jig on it, and it did the worst in our fluke thing. But guys, that's one thing out of a bunch of things, and I think the wind had a little bit to do with that. But guys, I'm going to give it to our Zebco for my number two out of these three, which means that our last one in my list is the Quantum. Now, the Quantum did okay at everything. It didn't do great at everything. You saw it was neck and neck in a couple of my tests. And guys, as far as the reels go, the reels all feel pretty well the same to feel them. You know, this is a cheap setup. This is a plasticky feeling reel. They don't work as well as an expensive reel. But guys, there's not a wrong choice for any of these reels, and one redeeming factor about this. So both the Zebco and this are two-piece reels. I can reel this up and put it in, and my tip is not past my butt, which I really, really like. So this does have redeeming features. Like, I can just reel it up and I'm ready to go like this. I can just set it in the back, boom, on my way. Now, in contrast with the Zebco, first off, the Zebco does not have anywhere to keep your lure. So you have to do some kind of loop-de-loop deal like I've done here, or whatever. But we're going to put that in the reel like I've been doing, and I'm going to put this in two pieces and show you the difference between the Quantum and this. So we're just going to reel everything up, you know, not trying to make a mess out of everything, but I currently am. Ugh. Oh, we're about to get there. Oh, right, I've got to turn this around the other way. Okay, cool. So this is what the Zebco is like. See, that tip extends past my butt. So anytime I set my thing down, my tip is going to be the first thing to hit. So that's one mark against the Zebco. If I were a traveling person all the time, I would probably pick the Quantum. I could replace the reel and go about my day traveling as much as I want. But if I were buying just one of these three, I'm going Black Max every time. Guys, Black Max is a really nice combo. The Zebco's okay, the Quantum's okay. If you bought one of those, you've got something that you can go fishing with. And I'm gonna say they will be okay for a short time, like a cheap combo will be. But guys, that's all I have to say about those things. Please, if you would, thank you so much for watching, but like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the bell notification. Please subscribe. Well, guys, we are pushing for the goal, and you all can help me get to the goal. If you want to support me in other ways, buy the merch. At the end of the year, January 1, all prices will go up on merch. All of them. Get them before the year is out. I want my early adopters, my early subscribers, my early members to have a chance to have some Saber Outdoors merch for as cheap as I can offer it without cutting my own throat. But guys, that's all I have to say about those things. Thank you so much again for watching. We'll see you somewhere in the woods or on the water.